Back to the big breakfast. It is just about quarter to the hour and plus 2 degrees. Right now I'm joined by Bob Cook, who's here with his band to do a little music, but also talk about a bigger picture story here. 73-year-old Saskatchewan farmer Percy Schmeiser is in a lawsuit against Monsanto, or Monsanto against him, because, if I make sure I have this right, Bob, in his organically worked field, the claim is some Monsanto seed, the modified seed, got into his world.
Right.
And now Monsanto's coming after him for some cash because they figure they've planted his field and they want their fee or whatever. What do they go for?
Approximately, yeah.
Yeah, so,
okay. So
flesh this out a little bit.
Flesh this out, okay. This case went back to, it's been going on for 5 years already. Mm-hmm. It went to the Supreme Court just in January. They originally went to the federal court. He's not an organic farmer, but he's a conventional farmer, which means they seed save, and it's all conventional farming. Monsanto's genetically modified canola seed blew into some of his ditches. They took him to court as if he had infringed on their patent. Right. And he lost. He lost the federal court. He also lost an appeal on it, which meant he had to pay $75,000 in his crop profits from the first year, from the 1998 year, as well as $15,000 license fee for their genetically modified seed, which he never wanted in the first place, which is also a dominant gene, which means it takes over anything in its path. So not only has it destroyed his property and all of his crops that he's been doing for 50 years now.
He's now growing Monsanto whether he likes it or not.
Exactly, and so is everybody else on the prairies.
All right, so
it's a huge thing.
So you've picked up, you obviously kept your eye on the story, and what sort of where are we sitting at it right? Where's the sit right now as we sit? Right
now, it's waiting a decision from the Supreme Court. It went to the Supreme Court in January, and they'll be ruling on it probably in the next couple months. And it's a huge case because it's not just Percy's case. The deep implications of this case, it's not just Percy and his farm and good old Percy. Percy's amazing, but what he's done is stood up to Monsanto, who has these amazing contracts with these farmers. But what the Supreme Court is getting into is what patent infringement on a life form can mean. Because that's the deeper implication of this is, first of all, what these guys do, the genetically modified, they'll take, the classic example is a fish and tomato. They'll take the gene of a fish, of an Arctic cod, for example. They'll splice and dice that into a tomato, for example, so that it can grow in Arctic climates. Now they patent that as if they own that. And
they have a life form.
So and all these companies are doing that. They're going out, they're doing their research, and they're splicing and dicing a couple of genes, then they patent it, and then they own that life form. And that's not just crops and seeds, that's life, that's human, that's not, well, it's not humans yet. Fortunately, it's the only thing that's not. But other animals, anything that they can do with any research, they're owning them, which means you have to pay a license to actually have them.
So in your way, through your music and through your forms of expression, you are standing up and speaking out to try to get everyone's head wrapped around this concept.
It's amazing. This case is amazing. It's very intricate. I can't even get into all the different avenues of it right now, but it's staggering what it means to all of us. I mean, there's the other thing is there is mandatory labeling of genetically modified foods. We don't have that here in Canada, although most people, 80 to 90% of the people want it, we don't get it. The other thing is the government is funding the sponsorship for Monsanto's genetically modified foods, which nobody wants, and they get a profit on it. They get a royalty. The government actually gets a royalty from Monsanto's profits from genetically modified foods. So we are the actual experiment on this thing that nobody knows about.
So, and we got to fly here because I know you got your tune to do, but you're gathering with a lot of other artists of similar mindset and similar thought, and you're going to throw some cash at the Schmeiser case, and you're also going to bring awareness to this whole topic.
Yes.
And the song you're going to do next, will this sort of, if people listen closely to the words, it'll sum up what you're trying to express here?
Yeah, a little bit. It gets into, I mean, it's just it's a silly take on what's going on with the corporations. I've been promoting this at the Garneau Theatre with a movie called The Corporation, which is an amazing.
We interviewed the director here as well. So so I think our viewers know what you're talking about. Wednesday night at the Track, it is Bob Cook and the Unheard of, and a lot of other great artists gathering for this fundraiser and this cause. We'll hear the song, and one of the songs you'll hear on Wednesday night next here on the Big Breakfast. Stay with us, Bob. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Mark.
Enjoy.
Great to see you.
We'll be right back.